Hello and welcome to this video. In this video, we will be discussing the Second Anglo-Maratha War. I am wishing that you are liking these videos and you are learning something from this. At least I am enjoying this a lot. I just wish to be part of the journey and to make all of you part of my journey. And we just want to come up stronger on the other side. So let's begin with the background. The Second Anglo-Maratha War started in the circumstances similar to those of the first. It happened during the period of 1803 to 1805. After Peshwa Madhavrao Narayan committed suicide in 1795, Bajirao II, the worthless son of Raghunath Rao, became the Peshwa. Nana Phadnavis, a bitter foe of Bajirao II, became the chief minister. The dissensions among the Marathas provided the English with an opportunity to intervene in Maratha affairs. So, Bajirao II succeeded. Bajirao II succeeded, and the chief minister was Nana Phadnavis. English saw it as an opportunity to intervene in the Maratha affairs. The death of Nana Phadnavis in 1800 gave the British an added advantage. The course of war. On April 1st of 1801, the Peshwa brutally murdered the brother of Jashwant Rao, also called Yashwant Rao by some historians, Holkar, Vithuji. A furious Jashwant arrayed his forces against the combined armies of Scindia and Bajirao II. The turmoil continued, and on October 25, 1802, Jashwant defeated the armies of the Peshwa and Scindia decisively at Hadapsar near Pune and placed Vinayak Rao, son of Amrit Rao, on the Peshwa seat. A terrified Bajirao II fled to the Bashin, where on December 3, 1802, he signed a treaty with the English. After the war, when Bajirao II got defeated, he ran to Bashin and signed a treaty of he signed the Treaty of Bashin in 1802. Under the treaty, the Peshwa agreed to receive from the company a native infantry consisting of not less than 6,000 troops, with the usual proportion of field artillery and European artillery men attached, to be permanently stationed in his territories. So what he received, the first thing that he received was a native infantry. He received a native infantry. The second thing he got was to cede to the company territories yielding an income of rupees 26 lakhs. So he yielded the territories which could earn the company a revenue of 26 lakhs. Third, he had to surrender the city of Surat. Fourth, to give up all the claims for Chauth on the Nizam's dominion. So there the Chauth on the Nizam's dominion was relinquished. To accept the company's arbitration in all differences between him and the Nizam or the Gayakwad. So the company became the arbitrator for all kinds of disputes. Not to keep in his employment Europeans of any nation at war with the English. No other Europeans could be employed. And seventh, to subject his relations with other states to the control of the English. So he lost his sovereignty. Yes, he was reduced to vassalage. Why? Because after the Peshwa accepted the subsidiary alliance, Scindia and Bhonsle attempted to save Maratha independence. But the well prepared and organized army of the English under Arthur Wellesley. So we see Arthur Wellesley here. Defeated the combined armies of Scindia and the Bhonsle, and forced them to conclude separate subsidiary treaties with the English. In 1804, Yashwantrao Holkar made an attempt to form a coalition of Indian rulers to fight against the British. But his attempt proved unsuccessful. The Marathas were defeated, reduced to British vassalage and isolated from one another. The defeat of Bhonsle led to the Treaty of Devgaon. Treaty of Devgaon. The defeat of Scindia led to Treaty of Shri Surajian Jangao, and the defeat of Holkar led to the Treaty of Rajpur Ghat. So the Rajpur Ghat was due to the defeat of Holkar. The Treaty of Surajanjangan was due to the defeat of Scindia, and the Treaty of Devgaon was due to the defeat of the Bhonsle. Now let's discuss the significance of the Treaty of Bassein. What was the significance of the Treaty of Bassein? Admittedly, the treaty was signed by a Peshwa who lacked political authority, but the gains made by the English were immense. The provision of keeping English troops permanently in Maratha territory was of great strategical benefit. The company already had troops in Mysore, Hyderabad and Lucknow, so it already had the troops there. Now it could also keep it permanently in the Maratha territory. So now we also have the Maratha territory, plus we already had Lucknow, they already had Mysore and Hyderabad. So these were the 4 places where they could permanently keep their troops. Permanently keep troops. The addition of Poona on the list meant that the company's troops were now more evenly spread and could be rushed to any place without much delay in times of need. Though the Treaty of Bassein did not hand over India to the company on a platter, it was a major development in the direction. The company was now well placed to expand its areas of influence. In the circumstances, the observation that the treaty gave the English the key to India may be exaggerated but appears understandable. In the next video, we will be discussing the Third Anglo-Maratha War. But before that, let's revise this one. So here we were discussing the Second Anglo-Maratha War during 1803 to 1805. It was done by Bajirao II. Yes, under the chief ministership of Nana Fadnavis, but he expired in 1800 and the Britishers got a chance to break a war against the Marathas, which they did. When they lost the war, Bajirao II rushed and signed the Treaty of Bassein in 1802. It allowed a native infantry. It allowed the territories to be ceded to the Britishers, which could earn them a revenue of at least 26 lakhs. He had to surrender Surat. He had to relinquish any right over the Chauth in Nizam's dominion. The company became the arbitrator, and all kinds of decisions were to be accepted by the Bajirao II. No other Europeans could be employed, and he lost his sovereignty. All of them were reduced to vassalage under the leadership of Arthur Wellesley. Scindia and Bhonsle together combined their efforts and fought against the British, but they got defeated. When Bhonsle got defeated, the Treaty of Devgaon was signed. When Scindia got defeated, the Treaty of Surajanggan was signed. When Holkars got defeated, the Treaty of Rajpur Ghat was signed. The Treaty of Bashan had an important impact on the history of India. Earlier, Lucknow, Mysore, and Hyderabad had permanently established English troops, and now even Pune was on the list. That's why there was exaggeration could be understood that the key to India was given to them. Finally, it was a bad part. Anyway, in the next video, we will be discussing the third Anglo-Maratha War. I hope you are doing well. I hope you are strong enough to fight all kinds of battles. See you in the next video.